If you're a Unity developer, it can be difficult knowing which Unity plan is right for you. So in this video, I'm going to detail the differences between the different subscription plans and explain which one fits your project best. I'll talk about what you can do with the free version, show you some of the benefits of the Plus and Pro versions, and then I want to share with you 2 versions of Unity that you probably didn't even know exist. Before we get started, I want to mention that this video is sponsored by Unity, and the Unity Pro subscription is going on sale for 10% off starting May 1st. Use the link in the description below to check that out. All right, let's get going. Most of you watching are probably using the free version of Unity. With the free version of Unity, you can build out full-on 2D and 3D games, deploy to a variety of platforms, although there are a couple limitations. You can still hit WebGL, desktop, build out your Steam game, and build out your demos and start to share. If you're in the process of learning game development, you haven't released your first game yet, or maybe you're releasing a couple little things on itch.io or something, the free version is probably a good spot for you. Once you're ready to publish your first game though, or you just want to kickstart your professional career, it may be time to upgrade to Plus. And Unity Plus offers a couple of really cool things. There's the obvious one that everybody talks about and knows about, removing the splash screen or customizing it to get rid of the Made with Unity. And while I think that the splash screen alone is enough reason to upgrade, there's an even bigger benefit to upgrading to Plus, and that's the error and crash reporting. If you're releasing a game, you want to get it out in front of people, you want to know when there are problems with the game. If everybody's crashing or running into errors, you want to make sure that you're getting that info, finding those problems, and fixing the bugs right away. And the Plus version includes 10,000 crash reports per day, 90 days of retention, and detailed crash and error logs, so you can find and fix the problems before all of your players run into them. One of the last things Unity calls out for the Plus plan is the unlimited integrations with Unity's DevOps build automation. This means that you can receive notifications whenever there's a new issue in email, Slack, Discord, with webhooks and Jira entries as well, all automatically without having to go find these problems yourself. But you have to pick one, and with the Plus version, that becomes unlimited. Now, if Plus sounds good to you, you can check it out with a link in the description below, but I want to share with you the plan that I use, Unity Pro, and explain to you what the benefits are and why you might want to use that, and then I also still want to share with you those 2 secret plans. Now let's talk about Pro. This is the plan that I use, and it's the one that I recommend for game developers who are actually professionally building and releasing games. If you've got a couple games that you've put out onto the store on Steam or itch, and you've had some success with them, and you want to kind of scale up, maybe target new platforms and be able to access the Xbox, Sony's PlayStation, or Nintendo Switch, then Pro is a perfect option for you. There are a lot of really cool benefits, including some awesome priority support. You can get actual help with your problems if you run into them, and you get access to some new systems and things that aren't really available at the free and lower price tiers, like the Havok physics engine. Using it with Unity's data-oriented tech stack and entity component system, you can do some crazy physics stuff and do stuff at massive scale that just wasn't possible before. Speaking of things that were impossible before, if you're building augmented reality apps, you definitely want to check out the Mars tool that's included with your Unity Pro subscription. It allows you to build out augmented reality apps without actually having to build them to your device. So you can simulate and build your entire application in the editor, run around like you're in that virtual world, and see your application working without having to go through that process of deploying, running around, looking at it on your phone every single time. Do that at the end, but not throughout the process, and save yourself a ton of time. There are a couple other really big time savers with Pro though that I think are worth mentioning, and one of the reasons that if you're actually a professional doing this and making money, you should consider it. First thing is access to all of the rest of the platforms. If you want to go out to where most of the players are on the consoles like the Nintendo Switch, Microsoft's Xbox, and Sony's PlayStation systems, you're going to need Pro. You'll need a little bit more than Pro, and you'll learn about that when you're ready to start deploying. But Pro is a key part in opening up that entire market for your game so that you can have way more players and obviously a ton more revenue. Seem like something that doesn't make a lot of sense, or you don't really know if you would use it or what it is. And really, I've experienced this myself where we've had partner advisors come into a project, take a look at things, give us some thoughts and feedback, take our actual work process and our problems and bring them back to Unity and help find solutions, as well as kind of bring forward some of the cool stuff and send that into Unity as well. Personally, I found this to be extremely helpful, and I think it's one of the least utilized features of the Pro plan. If you have your Pro plan already, then make sure you reach out to your advisor, and if you don't have your Pro plan, then check out the link in the description below. Speaking of Pro plans, though, if you happen to be a student who's 16 and over at an actual institution, then you can actually get the Unity student version, which has a lot of the features of Unity Plus an additional asset pack, which has a lot of the same features of the Pro version, but is completely free for students. And I believe that there's even a way to have access to it for a year after you become a student. If you're in that situation, then definitely check out that. I'll put a link down below as well. And finally, I want to talk about the Enterprise. Not the spaceship, but the Unity edition that allows you to do things like view the source code. I used to think that this was something that was only for AAA developers or maybe big enterprise companies that are building applications that aren't necessarily games. But the truth is, it's really for developers working on more ambitious projects with more complex development needs. They get access to things like the Unity source code so they can see exactly what things are slow and why they're slow, track down and debug Unity errors, and also at certain levels, get your bug fixes pushed back into LTS versions of Unity. So if you've got something big, kind of pushing the levels or boundaries, check out the Enterprise plan. It's actually not that much more expensive than the Pro plan, even though it says to contact them. Now, if you've made it this far through, please drop a comment down below and let me know which version of Unity you're using. And if there's any special feature that I didn't cover here or that you're kind of curious about, drop a comment down below and I'll try to follow up with that.